Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. And today is our latest live stream, which is Lechonk Spotlight Hour. It's Tuesday, which always means a Spotlight Hour on Pokemon Go. And today is no different. It is Lechonk. And we're going to try and get a shiny one. The shiny one of Lechonk looks really, really cool. It's a nice pink shiny. And we may actually get a couple of excellent throws on these as well. We're hoping to try and get that XP total up. Now, we're going to also talk about a lot of news that has been released on Pokemon Go in the last few days and weeks since we last went live. So we're going to get involved in the comments down below about all the news and information, what's come out over the last few days and weeks. So we'll cover all that as well on the channel. So yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. Make sure to stick around. So, Lechonk. Let's try and catch quite a few of these. Now, I'm not going to bother with a look egg at the moment. I'll see how the excellent throws go, and then we may start to look egg it in a moment, depending on how many excellent throws we throw. But it's good to be back live again. It seems to be ages ago when we went live. Of course, last week was a very, very busy week on Pokemon Go. It was, of course, the Dark Skies event, followed by the Max Finale weekend. A super hectic week on Pokemon Go. But we've become a bit accustomed to those as of late. There seems to be a lot of events that are virtually on top of each other. Quite a few overlapping of the events and stuff like that. But this week is hopefully not as hectic. A bit more of a normal week, I would say. We have a Spotlight Hour today. We of course had Max Monday yesterday. Unfortunately couldn't go live, but did post quite a few videos up on the YouTube channel regarding quite a big announcements that Pokemon Go made. There's so many Lechonks, there is so many, Hank. Thanks so much for joining. But yes, Lechonk Spotlight Hour, it's a bit like a community day where one Pokemon features during the hour. And this happens every Tuesday from 6 PM till 7 PM. But the shiny rates aren't increased, unfortunately. So we have full shiny rates on these, 1 in 512. So perhaps not destined to get a shiny, but we're hoping to get one. But we're also going to do our daily adventure Incense in just a moment as well, and see if we can get any glaring birds from that. But Lechonk is quite a cute little Pokemon. Its shiny is very, very awesome. Luckily managed to get one yesterday, in fact, randomly in the wild. So I'll show you that in just a moment, if we don't manage to catch one ourselves during this hour. So a Celebration Time research, we've got a couple of these now. This XP Celebration Time research, a couple of pages of that. And that is mainly down to the big news which arrived on the game yesterday. It was announced yesterday that the level cap increase is coming to Pokemon Go. Many, many people for years now have been wanting the level to be increased to level 60. And surprisingly, they have actually increased it to level 80. Level 80 will be the highest level in Pokemon Go as of October 15th. It's not coming in straight away. We've got around about 6 weeks to prepare and get higher in the current leveling system before they rebalance it, in their words. And we'll end up finding out what level we are on after their rebalancing efforts after October the 15th. So I fully expect if you're already level 50, you will jump up a certain amount of levels depending on what XP you have currently got. And then for those that are already level 40 and above, those level up requirement challenges. So each level up from 40 onwards not only needs you to get XP, but also some additional research tasks, should I say. Those will actually get removed as of October 15th. But what will also get removed with those is the avatar items. So all the avatar items that you currently get from leveling up from 40 to 50, I think at level 47, for example, you get some boots for your avatar. At 50, of course, you get that leather jacket. Very, very nice leather jacket. All those will get removed if you haven't got to that level by October 15th. So that is why this additional XP event is currently on. It is going to give you more XP to try and help you level up and get to your desired level before the 15th of October and before all those rewards get taken away from you, and instead you'll just level up like normal, effectively just with the XP, no research tasks required. So if you're okay with that, then maybe you've been sat on a research task during those level up requirements that has been really annoying you. Come October 15th, you won't have to do it anymore. So that is a good point. But of course, if you are wanting certain avatar items from the leveling up between 40 to 50, then you may want to try and get through those levels as quick as you can to get those items, because those items will probably become very much a rarity, especially the likes of a level 50 jacket. Those will become very, very rare after they remove them from the game, and I can fully expect that we'll get some sort of level 80 jacket, I assume, for those that get to level 80. But yeah, the leveling system is going to be changing. Nobody's going to be going down levels, though. That is what they've just announced yesterday. Even though the rebalancing of the level up, the leveling system is going to be taking place come October 15th, nobody is going to be moving down in levels. You may require more or less XP to level up from your current level, but you won't get moved down in level. So don't worry about moving down. Whatever level you are currently at is the minimum you will be come October 15th. If anything, you may even go up depending on the XP requirements and how we change them. So it's all new information at the moment. We did a YouTube video about it yesterday on the channel. So if you haven't managed to pick up too much information about this new leveling system on Pokemon Go, which is going to be coming into the game October the 15th, make sure to go check out that YouTube channel, that YouTube video on my channel that we posted last night. And we basically talked through all what we currently know so far about these leveling up systems, and of course any new updates that I find out before October 15th, I will post further videos to inform you all about it. So make sure to turn on that notification bell and you won't miss out on any more updates that I have for you. So at the moment, from now until October 15th, we have 2 times catch XP for any Pokemon caught with a nice, great, or excellent curveball throw. So as long as you hit nice, great, or excellent, you'll get 2 times catch XP. And we also have 3,000 additional XP per max battle and per raid. So if you're into raiding or doing the max battles, then it's a very, very good bonus. An additional 3,000 for every single raid or max battle that you do, no matter what level it is. Even if it's a level 1 max battle, which normally gives 3,500 XP, from now on it will give 6,500. So definitely trying to make it easier for you to level up over these next few weeks. And there's also a free research, which is part of that research we started doing, and that gives you 7 million XP. So a lot of XP to get from that research as well. So yeah, that's just one of the things that has happened over the last couple of weeks on Pokemon Go. It's been a hectic time. And getting all that information together was one of the main reasons why we didn't go live yesterday during Max Monday. Hey Maxine, how are you? Thanks so much for joining. Can we battle? Perhaps not right now. Maybe after Spotlight Hour at some stage. Yeah, not bad, you? Right, so as you saw there, 2,000 XP per catch with an excellent throw. So decent amount of XP on offer. We've got a lot of Lechonks around here. So let's see how many of these we can catch. We're all just using normal Pokeballs at the moment. We may have to swap to Great Balls if we do struggle to stay in. Now, Lechonk Shiny has been around for around about 18 months now. It's one of the first shinies to be debuted in its region. But it was one that I really struggled to get shiny at first. Since then, we've managed to pick up quite a few of them. But at first it was really difficult to try and get a shiny of this. Hey Trainer Joey, how are you? So I think we are going to put a lucky egg on for this because we do seem to be getting quite a few excellent throws. Let's see how that leads us, and we'll put a star piece on and we'll extend that with Roar of Time for an extra 15 minutes, and then we will also mega evolve a normal type. So Lopunny rings a bell to being a good normal type to mega evolve. So let's go Lopunny, let's do our Shundo one because why not, and let's get some additional XP and candy from mega evolving something of the same type. So how is everybody? Make sure to let me know in the comments how your max finale weekend was on Pokemon Go. It's been so long since we went live, but I'd love to hear how you managed, or what your opinions was over a weekend. Did you think it was a bit of a money pit, all that event last week? Or was you actually really excited by it and you thoroughly enjoyed it? Let me know in the comments down below. So Lechonk's absolutely everywhere. We'll switch to Great Balls just to try and catch them first time, every time. Just to help out on the XP. We are getting these excellent throws pretty easily now. Just keep hitting that toolbar. I don't know if anyone else is using Android, but these last few days, Android 15 has been pushed out to a lot of devices. And for some reason now, the navigation bar across the bottom has completely disappeared. It's really annoying. That was the way I used to quick throw. I used to throw a ball and then click the back button, which is there across the bottom. But now it disappears and only appears if you swipe up from the bottom. It's super annoying. It means that you can't quite quick catch the way that you used to. So now I keep having to tap the top left hand corner, the run button, as you can see up in that top left. And what that does is sometimes I hit the little notification bar and then the notifications pull down. So that's a little bit annoying. So apologies if that keeps on doing that. We do need to try and spin some of these Pokestops as well, because over the course of last week and this weekend we did start running low on Pokeballs with the big event that was on. And some eagle-eyed viewers may have seen that I've actually got Sharpedo as my buddy. He's currently swimming around next to me, surrounded by all the pigs. And he is a Hundo Sharpedo. I'm buddying it because it is going to have its Mega released in the next couple of weeks. So this weekend we've got Mega Gyarados Raid Day. The following weekend after we have got Mega Sharpedo Raid Day, the brand new Mega. And it's going to be the first of two new Mega Pokemon being released in the next few weeks. We also have Mega Camerupt and Mega Metagross being released. So super exciting times for the last remaining Megas. Of course, after all those have been released, the only one left, Mewtwo X and Mewtwo Y. That is going to be an interesting way of how we release those. I fully expect them to be released for Pokemon Go Fest next year, potentially, for the 10th anniversary of Pokemon Go. I fully expect Mega Mewtwo to come out then, but they may surprise us and may make it come out a little bit earlier. You never know. Again, we'll wait and see on that. But that's my opinion. Would be a cool Pokemon Go Fest spawn, Mega Mewtwo. So, Pink Lechonk, where are you? Where is this shiny pig? Excellent throw is not a problem. Shiny ones seemingly are. Trying to get this one stood right next to me. And then while we're doing this as well, we'll put our daily adventure inserts on and see what we get from that. There we go. Notification bar again. So yesterday, only, well, less than 24 hours after the Max finale finished, we started another event. They did say in August there wasn't going to be a day without an event, and they've definitely proven that. It has been event in August, and I think it's pretty much going to be the same in September, looking at the schedule. But the event that started on Monday was the debut event of Dondozo. Dondozo is now in the game. I think he has some sort of relationship to Tatsugiri. Maybe Tatsugiri likes to be around Dondozo in the series. I'm not too sure how they link, but it definitely seems like they're linked in some way. Tatsugiri is the one, about the little fish Pokemon, which we had a couple of months ago now, debuting on Pokemon Go, and each region, depending on where you are in the world, gets a different Tatsugiri. So there's 3 different ones in total. And those are back on raids in 1-star raids, Tatsugiri is. But Dondozo is on 3-star raids, and it can be shiny. So no surprise really. The last 3 or 4 Pokemon which have debuted on 3-star raids have all been released shiny straight away. So the likes of Drugdagon, for example, Dramper as well, and also Turtonator. All those got released and were available shiny straight away. So there's no surprise that we did exactly the same situation with Dondozo. But it is a super cool shiny, and the raids do seem to be a bit few and far between. I've only ever seen 1 raid around me at the moment. But we did that earlier today, and you'll never guess, we managed to get a shiny Dondozo on our first ever raid. Unbelievable look, but it looks amazing as a shiny. Normally it's blue, but it goes to a lovely yellow colour, as you can see there, like a mustard yellow all of a sudden. Super, super cool looking shiny. But yeah, super lucky to be able to get that first raid. But that is the Pokemon which has made its debut during the latest event on Pokemon Go, the Sunkissed Shores event. And it's also seen a lot of water-type Pokemon respawning in the wild. So a lot of water-type shinies available up for grabs. And there's also Slack Off with a sun visor, the same sun visor on Slack Off that we had a couple of years ago. That costume has now returned, and you can get that through level 1 raids, and you can also get it through a paid time research. So $1.99 will give you 10 encounters with that sun visor Slack Off, and both sun visor Slack Off and Dondozo have a 1 in 64 shiny chance. So again, super lucky to be able to get your first raid, but 1 in 64 is the shiny odds for the new Pokemon Dondozo and the costume Slack Off. So if you're after either of those, make sure to try and get them during this event. I don't know when or how long Dondozo will be in raids. Maybe it's just this event, and they may disappear for a bit before reappearing in level 3 raids later on. But for now, Dondozo is on level 3 raids if you can find them. Annoyingly, it's not the only thing on them level 3 eggs though at the moment. I did go down to a level 3 egg because I thought Dondozo was the only thing on level 3 raids, and it hatched into an Alolan Marowak. So definitely not the only thing on raids at this moment in time. Right, let's feed our buddy. Talking about water types, let's feed our little Sharpedo. The Mega Sharpedo does look really, really cool. I don't think it's going to be super useful in the game. Maybe it's going to be a bit like Mega Marmwild potentially, where it looks cool but doesn't really have much use in the game. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Mega Sharpedo. Mega Gyarados is cool for those who like Gyarados, who perhaps haven't got the Mega Energy for it before, so any new players. But for the likes of myself, I'll mainly just be doing the free raid passes. Of course, raid days, you get 5 additional free raid passes, and I'll pretty much just do those on Sunday during Mega Gyarados raid day. See what we get, and perhaps that will do me. Don't think I need to get any more shiny Gyarados. A couple of the chunks a little bit further out. We started walking this route a couple of weeks ago on Spotlight Tower because the spawns seemingly were better than our previous route. It's just lacking Pokestops. We haven't got too many Pokestops to recuperate any Pokeballs from, but the spawns are definitely better. There seems to be a continuation of spawns even on the parts without any Pokestops. And then when we do get towards Pokestops or gyms, there seems to be loads. Now, talking of Dondozo, there's actually a raid up there. We may actually try and solo that when we get there. Unless anybody watching wants any invites, let me know in the comments down below. If you do, I can send out a couple of invites. So normally when we get to this Pokestop up just up here, we're in reaching distance of it now, but normally when we get a little bit closer, the spawns do get more populated. Again, hitting excellent throws on most things now, which is really, really good for the XP. We're getting 4,500 XP roughly for each excellent throw. In fact, we'll let this one catch through and see what we get. There we go. And XP total, 4,780. That is a decent amount of XP from a single Lechonk. That is for sure. So 200 Lechonks with excellent throw is 1,000,000 XP pretty much. That is a lot of XP for this little piggy Pokemon. Right, let's spin this Pokestop and let's carry on walking a little bit further. With that daily adventure Incense on, we need to keep moving, even if slow and steady, to get the spawns. Ooh, see Toddle on the Incense. Again, another Pokemon with a very, very nice shiny Toddle. Goes to a lovely grey colour when it's shiny. Pokemon storage full. Time to use our quick clear out method. There we go, another 107 spaces created. And we'll go again. I think that Pokemon from the Incense has just messed up the catching a little bit. It's okay, we seem to be okay again now. Don't know where that Pokeball went to. Seemingly dragged my finger a little bit too far down there. Dondozo is such a huge Pokemon. It's a bit like a Whale Lord. It is massive when you look at it. I don't think it was going to be that big. That is huge. We'll wait for the spawns to populate around this area. Normally there's quite a few spawns. You can see the game trying to load in the corner there. We may have to just do a quick restart. There we go. We've now got loads of Lechonk stood right next to us. Our free daily pass for today. We used yesterday's earlier on, so we've just got today's back. So let's catch these Lechonks first, and then we will do the Dondozo raid. So if you do want a raid invite, let me know in the comments down below. If you haven't yet added me in the game, let me know if you want to add me in the comments down below. I will show you my trainer code. You'll be able to take a screenshot of it and add me anytime. Now, I am also only on one phone today, so if you're commenting and for whatever reason I cannot currently see it, then I do apologise. I may just toggle the comments on and off to see if that helps. Let's do that now, just to see if that helps a little bit. Sometimes it does. Or maybe it's just the reason that nobody's commenting. may also be a plausible reason for why there's no comments. So let's catch all these Lechonk, and then we'll jump into this Dondozo, solar it, and see if we can get a shiny one. Around about 10 more Lechonks before we jump into the raid. Gotta catch them all. Excellent throw. Another excellent throw. Come on, let's keep this chain of excellent throws up. Oh, messed it up on that time. Boo. There we go. Excellent throw again. We're back on track. I wonder what the longest chain of excellent throws is. You know, like legitimately. I know people have those apps or whatever you are, overlaying apps or whatever you are, that I think we can automatically do excellent throws or something stupid. But I wonder how many excellent throws somebody has legitimately got one after another in a row without breaking sequence. It'd be quite interesting to know. I'd quite like to aim for that as a target. It'll be something ridiculous, like a million excellent throws in a row over like 5 weeks or something stupid. Right, enough of excellent throws. Let's jump in and do some raiding. So Dondozo level 3 water type raid boss on Pokemon Go now, released yesterday. And to solo it, you're going to have some decent grass types. Kartana, Keldeo, Mega Sceptile. Also water types, it's recommended obviously Zekrom there, you can see down below. But grass types is probably the main counter for this. And we're not going to bother Mega Evolving Sceptile because of course we've already got our Mega Lopunny for our additional Candy and XL for Lechonk. But we're just going to go in with Kartana, and then obviously the second Pokemon is Shaman. So let's see what we get out of this. Let's see how difficult it is. So 180 seconds of a clock, the normal amount of time for a level 3. Level 5 you get 300 seconds. Level 3 you get 180. So that's exactly 3 minutes. And let's see how long it takes. Kartana is actually ripping through this quite easily. Leaf Blade, Hydro Pump coming in. Does a reasonable amount of damage to Kartana, even though it's not very effective. Probably one of Dondozo's more powerful moves. But here's our level 50 shiny Shaman. Do love this guy. Love it in both of its forms. One because it's a hedgehog in its other form, and then in its current form, the sky form that we've got now, is a super cool grass type. Very useful in fact. Only just behind Kartana I think as a grass type. And of course Mega Sceptile I think is number 1 grass type, but you can only have one of those Mega at any one time. So it's good to have some other ones as well. Shaman is lasting quite a while against this. Not taking as much damage as Kartana was against Dondozo's Hydro Pump, but still dealing a decent amount of damage out with that Grass Knot. Dondozo doesn't seem to be attacking us as often as well, which is good. 88 seconds, just over halfway mark now, and we should have this defeated with around about 70 seconds on the clock, I would suspect. Shaman's going to go out here, and Kartana's going to come back in. Our second Hundo Kartana. And there we go, 68 seconds on the clock, and Dondozo is down and out. So, CP-wise, it is finished on 1692, which doesn't seem a bad CP. Our shiny one that we had before was 1680, and that was a 3-star. So this is a little bit better than that. 26,000 XP, and that is, of course, 10,000 that we normally get, plus a 3,000, double because of a lucky egg. So 26,000, no shiny, and 1692. Let's see how good this is. So we're going to try and catch it with a pineapple berry just to give us a few more additional candies for Dondozo. And there we go, first ball. So not bad at all. Caught with a pineapple berry. So 1692 is 3-star, decent 3-star, 15, 11, 14. So not terrible, but sort of mid-range of what you'd want from a raid. So pretty decent. So right, let's go ahead and see if there's any more Lechonks about. And we'll start heading back down on our Spotlight Hour route. So Dondozo raid completed. We will of course head to more of those if there's any more about on our way back down. But at the moment I can't see any on the nearby. Currently no raids nearby, but then again we are in a little bit of a remote area up here. There's only a couple of gyms, 2 gyms, and one of those had a Dondozo on, so we were quite lucky there. So of course we mentioned it before, the max finale weekend was this last weekend, and I have put a results video up on my YouTube channel. If you want to go check that out to see how I managed to get on during that event, then please go do so after this live stream. But the event as a whole, my thoughts on the event, I think both the Dark Skies event and the max finale event were pretty decent events, but also in some ways not so decent. So I thought the return of all the G-Maxes and with a very, very cool background was very, very awesome. I think the legendaries returning on D-Max throughout the week was a pretty cool feature, although a nightmare to organise. And I can say that because me being the leader of our local community group and a Pokemon Go ambassador, I have to organise the raids for the community, and doing D-Max legendaries is one of the worst things to organise because you have to try and get a team of 4 people, three at which at least have got decent counters, and then one person who's perhaps not got the best counters, who won't do as much damage but wants to get the encounter. So you have to try and work out what teams people have got, who should be with who. There's a lot of organising to try and make sure that everybody gets in, and then sometimes you only end up with 10 players and you have to try and do maybe a trio and a quadruple, because obviously you can only have 4 people in the lobby. So it becomes a little bit of a nightmare to organise, as also you're walking around trying to find out where the next one is, and so on and so forth. So a little bit of a nightmare to organise sometimes, those D-Maxes, but overall I was quite happy to see them back, even though it was a nightmare to organise. And then of course we had the max finale weekend itself, a return of all the Gigantamaxes, both on Saturday and Sunday. And one of the main things with those, on Saturday for a large majority, there were supposed to be certain G-Maxes which were appearing on max battles through different intervals, so hourly intervals. So I think on Saturday, for example, or on Sunday, should I say, for example, 10 AM to 11 AM was supposed to be Lapras, and so on and so forth. Then we had Charizard, then Inteleon sometime later in the day. But on Saturday, those hours never really worked out as planned. We had a bit of a weird scenario where during Gengar hour, for example, there was Charizard spawning and Venusaurs and hardly any Gengars. So it was really, really weird scenario where it wasn't quite following the timeline that they'd set out. Obviously, a little bit of an error on their behalf, but eventually that improved as the day went on, and the later hours on Saturday and into Sunday were a little bit more better and more accurate to the schedule that we'd planned. So that was one little downside. And then of course we had Eternamax Eternatus, and Eternamax Eternatus was on G-Max battles, minimum of around about 15 players required to take that down, and you didn't get anything from it. You got some additional candy, you got some additional candy XL, and no encounter, of course, because of course you can only get one Eternatus on the game, and you got that through the Max Finale Go Pass. If you got to rank 60 or above, you'd obtain it at rank 60, and then afterwards you'd get candy for it at at every single rank stage after 60. But for me personally, the Eternamax Eternatus battles just seemed a little bit pointless, because I only got a 10-10-10 Eternatus, and therefore why do I need to spend more particle packs and more max particles on entering a max battle of which I don't get an encounter for? I only get candy for a very, very rubbish Pokemon stat-wise to what I've obtained. So if it was a guarantee that that Eternatus that I've obtained would be able to be lucky traded at some stage, or you know, you'd be able to change its form into the Eternamax form at some stage, then yeah, maybe I would have battled more. Maybe I would have spent more particle packs. Maybe I would have been inclined to power it up, even it being a 10-10-10. But there was no guarantee that that was ever going to be the case. So I may just be left with this 10-10-10 Pokemon I've got in my storage, which I've got loads of candy for, but never actually use. So I didn't see a point in that. So I think throughout the whole weekend, we only did 5 or 6 Eternamax battles. And then the rest of the time we just spent going after the shinies that people in the community wanted, because at least you got an encounter from those. I'd much rather battle something and get an encounter from it, even if it's not shiny. I'd much rather have a chance of it being shiny or an encounter, rather than not getting anything at all and just getting candy. So, you know, I could get candy through Rare Candy XL and pump that into Eternatus. So yeah, I didn't really, the Eternatus battles weren't really as exciting as what I thought they were going to be. Very difficult to take down, probably one of the hardest to take down out of all of what was spawning, which we expected, but you got nothing from them. So that was my sort of opinion on the weekend. A good event in some ways. It did manage to get quite a few people out for the event, and people were happy to see some G Maxes returning, which had perhaps missed out on previously because they were away on the certain weekends where they were released. But in other ways, I think it was a little bit of a money pit. There was a lot of particle packs that you had to spend, and those particle packs were probably like £1 a go virtually. So you're chucking £1 at the game every single time and not even getting an encounter back in terms of Eternatus. So yeah, it seemed a little bit disappointing in that respect. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, or for some reason, if the comments aren't working on this live video, then comment on the video where we ran through the event results that I managed to get and my opinions on the event. Comment on that video when you go and view that one after this live stream, and let me know your thoughts on the Max Finale and the Dark Skies event, and what you felt of that event overall. Was you really, really happy about it? Was you super hyped about it? Or did you just think it was a little bit of a money pit like I did? Just a way of trying to get people to spend even more money and not really getting a lot in return. So yeah, let me know your thoughts about that in the comments. It'd be interesting to see what everybody thinks of that event. Because I think one thing we've got to be worried about is if people are willing to spend loads of money on the game for very little return in terms of Eternatus, then why should they ever give us anything decent in the future? You know, we're just going to keep on doing that even more potentially. So we've got to be careful, community, that doesn't become the norm. You know, we don't, the first time it happens on these sort of events where we spend a lot of money, because it's not a little amount of money. You know, the Go Past Max Finale ticket costs £15 straight away before you even ended up getting the Eternamax battles and the max particles and the particle packs and everything like that. So it was an expensive event, over the course of a week, but we shouldn't let it become the norm. I think the community needs to speak up and speak their opinions before it does become the norm, else we could be playing this game in another year's time and virtually every big event is like that. So, and that's not what the game is about. You know, the game is not about spending a lot of money for very little reward. It's about building a community and bringing people together and all playing a game that we love. So it shouldn't become a money pit. That's my opinion. But yeah, definitely let me know your comments. I'm interested to see what other people feel about the event and about how potentially Pokemon is going in the future. Be interested to know people's thoughts on that. But yeah, where have all these Lechonks gone, by the way? I've been talking on about the Max Finale event and all the Lechonks have now disappeared. Perhaps they've got bored of me talking. Maybe so. So the current research tasks that I've currently got in, win 3 1-star raids, is another Dondozo encounter. So all these are Dondozo encounters. It's just annoying that I've got to win 3 raids to be able to get 3 Dondozos. I might as well just do a Dondozo raid, which is a 3-star raid, and get 1 Dondozo. I don't see the point. There's nothing on 1-star raids that I really want. But my feeling is that I'm just going to keep all of these tasks now I've got them, and wait until the next event where potentially there's something better on 1-star raids. Or maybe I just might do the odd Tatsuguri in the next couple of days. I don't know. But yeah, it's the only task which you can get a Dondozo from. It's just very annoying that you have to win 3 raids to get 1 Dondozo, when really you can just find 1 Dondozo on a raid and then therefore you've only got to do 1 raid. I don't get it. I don't get it. This time run just won't settle. Hence why I'm not throwing the ball at it. There we go, excellent throw. Run away quick. There we go. Let's get back into a string of these action throws. We were lacking a little bit before. So yeah, I do apologise if you are commenting down below and I'm not managing to read them out. I am just working with one phone today, so sometimes the comments do disappear and I can't read them. But I'm sure I'll catch up with most of you in the next few days or so. Now this next weekend, or this weekend coming up should I say, we have got 2 events again, one on Saturday and one on Sunday, both from 2 PM till 5 PM local time. And we have Rookedy Community Day, because Community Day does actually exist, it is a thing. With all the events that's been going on recently, it's easy to forget that Community Day is a thing. But Rookedy got announced a fair few, about a month or so ago now, that it was going to be the August Community Day. It was the one that the community voted on it being the next Community Day in August, and it won the votes hands down, beat the likes of Wimpod as well. I think was one of the events, or one of the potential Community Day Pokemon. So it beat the likes of Wimpod easily, and I think a lot of people were just happy to see a new shiny being the Community Day. Plus Rookedy is a bit of a fan favourite. It's quite a nice little Pokemon. It's shiny, looks very, very nice. We're actually very, very lucky to get 2 already before the Community Day. So it is a Community Day I'm looking forward to. Corviknight looks very, very cool as a shiny. It's one of those that doesn't change much, but the changes make it look even better than what it normally does. It's a bit of a weird one. But yeah, I do really like the shiny family of Rookedy. So I'm super happy about the Community Day this weekend. And then on Sunday, 2 till 5 again, we have Mega Gyarados. And Mega Gyarados has had a raid day before in the past, once, maybe even twice before, and Magikarp has had 2 community days as far as I can remember. 2 different community days, a community day and a community day classic in the past. So Mega Gyarados raid day is a good raid day for those that have perhaps missed out on those community days or haven't got the energy for any Gyarados that we've currently got. It's perhaps a good raid day for those sort of people. But me personally, I'll probably just be doing the free raids. Of course, you do get an additional 5 free raid passes on a raid day. So I'll probably just be doing the free raids, and then after that, I will probably leave it at that, to be fair. I'll probably save the passes for the likes of Necrozma, which is currently on raids, and also Mega Sharpedo, which comes into the game as of the following weekend. So just the first weekend in September, we will get Mega Sharpedo in the game, which will be, again, another cool Mega to be released. So there's quite a few Lechonks around here. We'll just slow down a little bit while we catch these.
Yeah.
Hi, you alright? So yeah, a lot of Lechonks around here. In fact, let's just catch these before we go too far and end up without any spawns. Another nice little action throw. Marill trying to get in on the Lechonk Spotlight Hour action. But again, excellent throw on Marill. So we've got around about 8 minutes left on the Lucky Egg, which is just see us over the Spotlight Hour time. So we are trying to catch everything that we see because of that Lucky Egg. And of course, because of the XP bonus, not through the Spotlight Hour. Some Spotlight Hours you get 2 times catch XP. This Spotlight Hour you get 2 times transfer candy. But the XP event, because of the announcement of the level 80 coming out on Pokemon Go, we get 2 times catch XP from nice, great and excellent curveball throws. Meaning every single excellent throw we're currently doing on Lechonk gets us 4,700 XP, and that is because of that Lucky Egg and that 2 times catch XP. So we're effectively getting 4 times catch XP at the moment with that Lucky Egg on. So hence why we are trying to catch everything and try and do as many excellent throws as possible in doing so. So we're also entering into a little bit of a more populated area, so let's just check on those raids again. Maybe durable counters that person's got, or so we may head up towards if we can get enough people to join before finishing the stream. As I don't want it to. That is not. In fact, we'll do that now, which is a really good feature. Maybe something we did on purpose to try and help us have a bit of a downtime from the game. No, we wouldn't do that. If you want us on the game to spend money. There we go. Right, we're getting a few more Lechonks spawning in now to what we had previously. We will give Necrozma Raider, or maybe it's just this little area that we're currently in. Here a little bit. It's good, this is. Live and everything seems to be okay. Right, so we seem to be back. Hey Jonathan, how are you? Long time no see, yeah, definitely. So we seem to be back on the stream, although it may be a little bit laggy still. So we had a few connection issues just, and it meant that we had to restart the phone. It just kept on saying reconnecting on the screen, and we couldn't do anything. So I've had to restart the phone, I've had to disconnect the microphone as well because we were running out of battery, so we are now on charge at the same time. So that means, annoyingly, we've missed the last few moments of Spotlight Hour and also the last few moments of our Lucky Egg and Daily Adventure Incense, which is super annoying, but still, it's nice to be back live and not just be cut off just all of a sudden. So let's see what these yellow gems are happening. There's a person going around taking all the gems by all accounts and turning them yellow. A lot of yellow gems around me at the moment. I'll have to go take some of those back at some stage. Maybe just leave them on there for a little bit just to get a few more coins. How long have you been on this one? 52 minutes. And those ones across there. That one's got a raid on. And let's have a quick look at the other one. Yeah, we've been on there for quite a bit, so we'll take that one. Annoyingly, it's really annoying when people take all the gems, because the following day when I'm on no gems, it just leaves them with no coins. So it's super annoying when they take more than their fair share, effectively. So I won't kick them off this gym, but I'm just going to knock them about once and just potentially, you know, frighten them, effectively. And that's hopefully going to stop them from doing it again in future. Probably won't. People who like to take gyms take them all. Like a lot of the time, this same person who takes these gyms that I'm currently trying to kick off now ends up kicking me off all of them, and then also leaving some grey, which is super annoying. Hey dude. Too close to interact with that gym now. Right, so I'm going to head down to the Necrozma and see if we can get some people in that raid through invites. I'm also going to take that yellow gym when we're down there as well, the one that hasn't got the raid on at the moment. And I'll keep an eye out on that 3-star egg up there, because that may be a Dondozo. I'm going to have to keep an eye out on that. So 500 more max particles can be collected today. We'll try and pop out later on and get those. Now we should have an additional Dondozo that we can put on here now. Immediately gets us to rank 1, which is good. So 12 minutes on that current Necrozma, 7 minutes on another one. So if anybody's watching a stream who wants an invite to an Necrozma, let me know in the comments. If I haven't currently got you as a friend, I can put my trainer code up on the screen so that you can add me. So yeah, do let me know in the comments down below if you want to do this Necrozma. Let's start taking this yellow gem. Now I don't know how long we're going to last on this yellow gem. It tends to be taken back quite a lot once we've taken it once. Hopefully we can last overnight, because then we can get our coins for tomorrow. But let's see what happens after we take it. Nice shiny earth ring though. Do like shiny earth ring. I like the shinies that do change quite a lot. They do stand out. So again, let's get this gem. And once more we'll kick it again. And there we go. Defeated the gem quite easily. We're going to put a... Normally we do shinies and unknowns in gyms. Quite like to do unknown shinies, but we are going to try and put something bulky in this. So let's go for Melmetal or Blissey. Let's go Blissey. I know Blissey can be quite annoying to take down, so we'll leave Blissey in the gym. And then Necrozma. Let's see who wants to join in a Necrozma raid. See if we can do this as our last thing on the channel tonight. So anybody online, get an invite, and let's see if we can get some people in. Invited 5. Somebody's reached a raid limit already. Let's invite another one. Invite any more, we'll be able to invite another 5 people. The Grinning Magpie is in. The exact one that I've just kicked out of this raid. They're currently in the lobby at some place. Let's go for some more invites to try and get some more people in. Got 3 people in. Basil Fishgod is in. We could potentially do with a 4th. Now, Necrozma Dawn Wings is going to be one of the best ones to use against this. So let's go Necrozma, and then Tyranitar is arguably the next best one. Mega Tyranitar being the best, but we are going to go for 3 Dark Shadow ones. So let's go Dark, Dark, and Dark, and hopefully that team should carry us through. So 3 people in the lobby at the moment. I'm happy to go with those 3 if those stay in. If not, I will back out. 2 people. So we've left. Let's try once more to see if we can get people in. So let's try people down a bit further down the list. Basil Fishgod joined, so let's re-invite him. Let's invite some more people down here. and see what we get. So while we're just waiting for us to be able to invite again, let's sort out this team. So Tyranitar, Dark, Dark, and Dark. Swap that last one for a shadow one. So hoping that we get some more invites as well. That would be good. Grinning Magpie has jumped again. And Basil Fishgod has gone as well, which is a little bit disappointing. Let's invite Rev as well. Rev might join. Could do with Basil Fishgod rejoining. That'll be good. We could get 4 in the lobby on. I'll be more happy with that. Don't know if Basil Fishgod is going to rejoin though. I'm going to lock in that I'm happy. Oh, he just dipped out. Right, let me re-invite once more because I know that Tom Carr's just gone in and wasted a raid pass. So I want Basil Fishgod and Tom Carr. And then I'm going to go for 3 randoms. We will get a team for this. I'm pretty adamant we'll get a team for this at some stage. Right, Necrozma, Necrozma, and Necrozma. I'd need to save us as a team. Necrozma, and then we'll go Tyranitar. Tyranitar. 5 people in this town. That's a lot better. A lot better turnout. Right, so Necrozma raid to finish on for the live stream. Let's see what we get. Moongeist Beam is such a powerful move with Necrozma Dust Wings. So second one out is our shiny Necrozma Dust Dawn Wing, should I say. And we are smashing this for time. 230 seconds coming up on the clock left. .210 seconds left and already into the yellow, so smashing it for time. Somebody's got their Eternatus in a battle, which is, I don't know if that's a good encounter or not for us. Perhaps it is. Perhaps it is there as a good encounter for us. Tyranitar is so bulky. It is really, really useful in these sort of battles. So you don't have to keep re-lobbying. Shadow Dark Tyranitar is a super cool counter for this, because you get that bulk and also you get that powerfulness of it being a dark type. So there we go, Necrozma is down and out. 25.49. I don't know if that's any good or not, but we'll soon find out. A few levels up there. 23,000 XP and 2549 weather boosted. Let's have a quick look and see what that is. 2630 is a hundo. Wow. Okay. Nowhere near a hundo. Nowhere near a hundo. $21.04, 2630. Right, brilliant. Thanks very much. Lechonk Lord Angus. Loving the name. Especially after the spotlight hour we just had. Yeah, so 2-star. Not very good at all. Nearly a floor to, in fact, 11, 10, 13 on that. So not very good at all. But it's a nice way to finish a live stream doing a Necrozma raid. All adds to the candy to be able to power up the alternative forms, the Dustmane and the Dawnwings. So can always manage to do a few Necrozma candy for that reason. So we've had quite a decent spotlight hour spawn. We've talked about a lot of things, especially the new level 80 coming out on the game, as well as obviously doing the Lechonk spotlight hour, and also done a Necrozma raid and a Dondozo raid, of which Dondozo we managed to get shiny, but Lechonk we didn't. So Dondozo we got shiny earlier on today on our first ever raid. The first encounter was from that special time research, the paid time research. The first raid that we did was a shiny one, so super happy about that. Can't complain about that at all. And let's just check to see if we've got any hundos before we finish the live stream. Unfortunately, no hundo Lechonk, but hopefully everybody who tuned into the live stream enjoyed it, and hopefully you've hit that like button, you've hit that subscribe button, and you've turned that notification bell on. And when we go live, maybe later this week, you can tune in for that one as well. But for everybody who's tuned in, thanks very much for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn that notification bell on, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.